You know that old advice we've all heard a million times? Work hard and save your money. But what if that's actually kind of bad advice? What if just saving your money is the one thing keeping you from actually building wealth? Today, we're going to tear that old idea apart and look at the simple mindset shift that can completely change your financial life.
Okay, let's just rip the Band-Aid off right now. Here's the hard truth. If your entire financial plan is just putting money into a savings account, you are fighting a losing battle. You just are. And why? Because there's a silent enemy, an invisible force that's constantly eating away at your money's value. And its name is inflation.
And that brings us right to the heart of the problem, something we can call the saver's dilemma. It's this massive gap between what feels financially safe and what actually builds wealth. I mean, just look at the numbers here. It's simple, and honestly, it's pretty brutal. Your savings account might be paying you, less than 1% interest if you're lucky? But then you look at inflation, the rate that the price of everything from gas to groceries is going up. If that's running at 3%, 4%, or even higher, your money is actively losing its power every single year. You're not just standing still, you're literally going backwards. And this is a really important distinction to make. That feeling of safety you get from watching your savings balance go up, it's an illusion. It feels good. But if that money can buy less and less stuff each year, are you really getting ahead? Real financial freedom isn't about having a pile of cash. It's about having money that grows faster than your bills do. So really, this all comes down to two totally different ways of thinking about money. Robert Kiyosaki laid this out perfectly in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He described it as taking one of two very different paths. First, you've got this path, the conventional one, the one we all heard growing up from our parents, our teachers. The philosophy is basically trade your time for a paycheck, then try to hold on to as much of that paycheck as you can. But then there's the other path, and it's a complete 180. This is the wealth-building mindset. It's not about how hard you work anymore, it's about how hard your money works. It's about turning the money you earn into a little army of workers that go out and make more money for you. So you have these two mindsets, and they lead to two totally different lives. One has you stuck on a hamster wheel, constantly chasing the next paycheck just to keep your head above water. That's the rat race. The other path is all about building assets, things like stocks, businesses, real estate, that become little money-making machines that work for you 24/7. Only one of those paths leads to real freedom. Let's boil it down even further. Your money can really only do two jobs for you. It can either protect what you have, or it can grow into something more. And trust me, understanding that difference changes everything. Think about it like a football team. Saving, that's your defense. Its job is to protect your money, keep it safe, make sure it's there for an emergency. And that's important. But investing, that's your offense. That's how you score points. Its whole purpose is to multiply your money. And you can't win the game with only a defense. To build wealth, you absolutely need offense. You need growth. All right, to make this crystal clear, let's use a real number. Let's say you have $10,000. What happens to that 10 grand over the next decade, depending on what you do with it? The results are just staggering. On the left, if you leave that 10 grand safely in the bank, after 10 years of inflation, it's actually worth less. It can buy you less stuff than it can today. But on the right, if you invested that same 10 grand, say in a basic stock market fund that got an 8% average return, which is historically pretty normal, it would have more than doubled to around $22,000. And here's the absolute best part. You didn't work a single extra hour to make that extra $12,000. No overtime, no second job. It was all generated passively. Your money did the work for you thanks to the magic of compound growth. It's like a snowball rolling downhill. Your earnings start to make their own earnings, and it just gets bigger and bigger over time. Okay, now I can hear what a lot of you are thinking. It's the biggest fear, the number one objection people have when we talk about this. So let's just tackle it head on. This is the great myth, right? We're all taught to see the stock market as some kind of casino, a super dangerous place where you can lose all your money in a heartbeat. But we need to seriously rethink what financial risk actually means. This is the critical mindset shift. Real financial risk isn't the possibility that the market might go down for a little while. No. The true risk is the mathematical guarantee that your uninvested cash will be worth less tomorrow than it is today. So in a way, not investing is the only path that comes with a guaranteed loss. You see, wealthy people don't get rich by avoiding risk. They get rich by understanding it and managing it. They do their homework. They spread their money out so they don't have all their eggs in one basket. And most importantly, they use their greatest superpower, time. They play the long game. So, as we wrap things up here, it all comes down to a very simple choice. Every single dollar you earn is standing at a fork in the road, and it has one of two destinies. So here are its two choices. Your dollar can sit safely in a bank account and just slowly die, losing its power every day. Or you can send it out into the world to work, to grow, and to multiply. The rich, they choose multiplication every single time. And adopting this investor's mindset is actually pretty simple. It's just two things. First, you have to stop seeing money as something you just collect and start seeing it as a tool that's designed to build more. And second, you have to realize that your most powerful weapon isn't some secret stock tip. It's time in the market. So I'll leave you with this one question. Take a good, honest look at your own finances and ask yourself, what path is my money on right now? Is it on the path of being safe while it's secretly shrinking? Or is it on the path of being invested and growing? The choice is yours.